Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, as I stated many times before, and I made videos on these two issues, is the following. They know who blew up the Nord Stream pipelines. They know, there are people over there who know it. They're not telling us, but they know it. And it's not me saying that, I have here a confirmation. Why? That's the first topic. Why don't they tell us who blew up the Nord Stream pipelines? Well, for obvious reasons, but still, we live in a free world, right? Right, that's the first one. The second one. Some people say that they will release or they will make public the Epstein Client List. I don't care about the Diddy, whatever. Epstein Client List. So, there is a client list. Why don't we hear about it? Why don't we see it? So, there is a list. A lot of people know who's on the list, because the list is not like, oh, here, give me the list, we're going to put it in the safe. No, everybody, keep your eyes closed, okay? Make sure, okay? That's not like that. They know. There are many people who have the information. They know names. Why can't we hear about it? If you tell me, oh, it's going to be an outrage or something, or a lot of people will change, well, let me tell you this. Remember when it was the stock market, and not only the stock market, the 2008 bailout of those losers who were working in deficit. And remember, it was Goldman Sachs, it was General Motors, and other companies. And the argument was, these guys are not profitable. They will lose, because in a free market, they will lose. They will go busted. So we have to help them. Too big to fail. How about you go and say, go to the bank, I can't pay my house anymore, or my property, or whatever I have. How about I'm too big to fall too? Yeah, you're not. Smack. Why? So this argument, that means there is a problem, they're going to break the law, and they're going to make us pay for it. So let's start with the first article that I have here, with the Nord Stream pipelines. I made my case on that, and I am already overwhelmingly convinced that the authors of the Nord Stream pipelines, which is Nord Stream 2, were the Al Capones. That's the, how should I put it? Most likely. Do I have the evidence? No, I don't have the evidence. The prime suspect is the United States of America. And here you know that remember there were some investigations and they don't know who did it? Here is the article for you. You read it, and I'm quoting, a lot of people know who blew up Nord Stream. Trump. Okay, can we know? So they know who did it. It's just inconvenient to say it. So it's like, you know, a rape occurred, you know who the perpetrator is, the criminal, but you don't mention it. You say a lot of people know it. And when I say a lot of people, I'm not talking about people, in the neighborhood. The authorities know. So the people who know about it, there should be in some authority, somewhere. I don't know, I'm not implying services, military services, intelligence services, people who did it, vessels, navy, submarines, divers, all these things, they're people, there's institutions. It's not like two people in a neighborhood. They're not like they're countries with institutions, legal institutions. And again, if you tell me, well, certain things should not be told. So like, for instance, not be told who bombed Kennedy and why? Just because it's uncomfortable to say maybe, or a lot of people push forward JFK, but they forget about the Robert Kennedy. The Robert Kennedy is even clearer about the 9 shots versus 6 that he had in his pistol, or 12 shots versus 9 that he had. I'm talking about Shiram, the guy who shot Kennedy. It's evidence he was shot from behind, on his clothes, at point range, right here, close range. But hey, when we talk about JFK, who are those guys? Oh, if you say it might be, I know, those institutions, those agencies. Oh, so we don't want to do this? So we let the criminal loose because it's being inconvenient? My friend, so let's read this article. 6th of May 2025. A lot of people know, quote unquote, who blew up Nord Stream. Trump. The US president indicated that he does not believe claims that Russia destroyed its own pipelines. US President Donald Trump has dismissed claims that Russia was behind the 2022 sabotage of Nord Stream gas pipelines and suggested that the true culprit is widely known. Well, I want to be included in the wide, okay? Without naming names. So they know, but we're baboons? Exactly. Speaking at a White House press event, Trump said there was no need for a formal investigation to uncover who carried out the attack, which crippled the key energy route between Russia and Western Europe. Well, there's no need. What if this would have been almost clearly it was the Russians? I guarantee you the investigation will found out that already, would have found out. 3 of the 4 Nord Stream pipelines built to deliver Russian gas to Germany and the rest of Western Europe were damaged by blast and bottom of the Baltic Sea in September 2022. And here is on Tuesday, a correspondent for libertarian financial blog Zero Hedge, which has been admitted to White House press events under the new administration, noted that was planning to initiate a probe. Noted that Trump has previously rejected the Western narrative that Russia blew up its own pipelines and asked the president if he was planning to initiate a probe to find out who was actually behind the attack. And I'm quoting, "If you can believe it, they said Russia blew it up," Trump responded. And I'm quoting further. "Well, probably if I ask certain people, they would be able to tell you without having to waste a lot of money on an investigation. But I think a lot of people know who blew it," end quote. He added without elaborating. I thought that this country is a free country and all that, and the rule of law and all baboon democracy. Zero Hedge suggested that Trump's comment meant that based on classified intelligence, he knows exactly who was behind. Well, look at this one. These are his words. The direct quotation. The direct quote. "Well, probably if I asked certain people, they would be able to tell you without having to waste a lot of money on an investigation. But I think a lot of people know who blew it up. Like me? I don't know. I go by probabilities and possibilities. Is it possible that US blew it up? It's possible. It's possible that Russia did it. It's possible that Germany did it, that Great Britain did it. Is it probable? United States of America, most likely. Russia, German, even the Brits. The Brits are the next one. Or together with the Norwegians, by the way. That's what I think. So there you have it. Now it says here in February 2023, veteran investigative journalist Seymour Hersh published a report claiming that US President Joe Biden had given the order to destroy Nord Stream. According to an informed source who talked to the Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, the explosives were detonated on September 26, 2022, had been planned at the pipelines by US Navy divers a few months earlier under the cover of NATO exercise called Baltops 22. The White House denied the report, calling it utterly false and complete fiction. Okay, my point is not that. My point is, the criminals must know. That's the first one. Who did it knows. But not only that, he said, I'm going to ask my guys and saving money. We're going to find out who. They already know. All right, that's the first one. The second one. This is what was claimed. And I want to show you how people lie, basically, in the media here, and to hide something. I'm going to give you an example. If you committed something that is not right, and someone said, and let's say you committed on the 20th of January, and someone asked you, did you commit the crime, or did you commit the crime on January 19th? No. Why? Because I committed it on 20th. But I committed it, so you have to know how to ask the question, because if you ask me, did you commit the crime? You say, what crime? When crime? What? If you talk, I'm talking about. But because of the, it's erroneous 19 to 20 is the wrong number, you say, no, it was, no. Why? Because if they would ask, but when did you do it? You might say, I don't tell you. Or I don't know, I don't remember. But I'm just saying, even though you don't agree that you did it. Nevertheless, let's go to this article about Diddy and Elon Musk and Epstein. Elon Musk announces Diddy and Epstein Client List release on January 20. So these guys said that supposedly which is a satire, but I'm going to show you. So remember, this is what I told you. It's January 20th, not the client list. I'm not here to find out when he's going to release it. I'm here to tell you there is a list and we don't know about it. They don't tell us about it. Why? There are people who knew who blew up Nord Stream, but they don't tell us about it. That's the only point. Now, I'm going to show you while I'm at it. See, January 20th. Let's go to this one. Oh, maybe not this one. Close. All right, chronology. Elon Musk's explosive promise. January 20th marks the release of Epstein and Diddy Client. Every time it's January 20th, remember, because that's the thing. He's not going to, I don't care if it's on the 20th or 19th. Now we go to fact checks. PolitiFacts. Okay, we trust these guys. Why? Because they work in our interest right now to make the case. And I'm quoting, Elon Musk announces January 20th as the date for bombshell release of Diddy and Epstein checklist. Okay, no, Elon Musk didn't say Diddy and Epstein client list will be released on inauguration day. No, he probably said it was on the 21st. So this is how they lie. No, he didn't say it's going to be on the 20th. Because if it's just, let's say the 20th is going, inauguration day is gone. Will they say the same thing? Well, he did in a certain way. And on January 20th, the presidential inauguration, social media posts claim it's also where entrepreneur Elon Musk plans to release the names connected to sex offender. They should say there's no such a list, but they don't say that. Elon Musk announces this is what he said. We exposed them all. On November 27, Facebook post said it was flagged as Meta efforts to combat false. Why? Because of this. They don't deny there is a list. They don't deny that. But they put all together and said it's all false. No, it's not all false. Maybe this is false, but not everything else. And I'm going to show you at the back. Right at the last paragraph, paragraph, right? And I hear Musk public called for the release of such list. So there is such list. And in an October interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, Musk said, if Trump wins, the Epstein client list is gonna become public. He doesn't say he's gonna release it there, but they don't lie, they don't deny if there's a list. It's false that he said he's gonna release it on 20th. If Trump wins, that Epstein client list is gonna become public. Where's the list? Fucking list. Where's the list? Well, you see? That's the way we work in this world. But then you got all kind of subpoenas, and you got all kind of orders by the judge, signed by a judge. They can come in your house, take your computers, everything they want. They can even have a cavity search on your ass if they want. Signed by, Bronstein judge, let's say. Or maybe, many others. But we're not supposed to know this guy's list. And this is the free world we live. Tell this to your children repeatedly and tell them this is what these guys do to you. He's going to start the life very well. Instead of saying, no, Jesus, Moses, do the right thing, yes, turn the other cheek. No, you tell them these guys are fucking liar, and they protect themselves. It's them against us. And it's not them. They're just the intermediaries. The guys above them. Tell your kids this way. I wasn't told that when I was a kid. I had to figure it by myself that, hey, if I drive 71 miles per hour on a freeway and traffic is 70, how do you call it? The speed limit is 70, and a baboon cop is going to give me your license and registration and the proof of insurance. He's going to fucking give me a ticket. A citation, my bad. Going contested in court with a judge that probably he fucks. I know those kind of things firsthand. I'm not a cop, okay? I'm not a judge. So, but I've seen things like this where they go outside in the court. Do you think that the judge that you're going to show up over there, excuse me, I want to dispute the officer's 1 mile per hour. I'm exaggerating. Let's say 5 miles per hour. You say, well, you broke the law. Okay, but what about those guys? Where are those guys? Remember too big to fail? How about that one? We're going to bend the laws here and there, the rules, because otherwise, man, the fall is going to fall on us. The sky is going to fall on us. So yeah, the same thing with the cop. He's going to immediately give you that. Don't pay your taxes and see what's happening. You're going to have people coming to your door. And if you don't pay, they will come with people with guns police officers inviting you to the, okay? But these guys are just like that. Oh, the client list doesn't really matter. I want to know who those guys are. I want to know who the pet, okay? No, it's too many people in the same FBI. We're going to find out FBI is or CIA or NSA or these guys are parallel. No, we can't do that. The system must work. The system must work. For me, the system works mantra was given to me when I heard it. I was like, what are you talking about? It was in 2000. In 2000, in the United States of America's elections. Remember that one? It was George W. Bush, the illiterate, versus the other liar, which was the global warming guy. Remember Al Gore? Okay, where is he now? He's all over the place. I thought we're gonna be like now, and we're not. Pulamia. Anyway, remember, and they were counting the votes in Florida. No, count the votes. Don't count the votes, because if you count the votes, the system's gonna show them. And then a judge says, stop counting the votes. We don't want to find out who actually won. He won this guy right here. Okay. And everybody was on the TV hailing, the system worked. Yeah, we're not going to threaten the system. If the system works, why don't you let it follow its course? Go, work. And if it flows somewhere, tweak it. But they were all happy about it. They stopped the counting. They didn't say, we're not going to count again. Why not? I want to count again. 1,000 times. It should be the same result. Why are you scared, homie? The same. No. We're not going to talk about the 6 million anymore. Not at all. Why? That's settled. You're a denier right here. Well, if I count it again, I should get the same result. If you give me the rules and you say you have the evidence, why are you scared for me to look into this? Everything but that subject, that historical event. No, you can't do it anymore. This is it. This is the mantra. This is the dogma. Off. If you say something, you're an anti, and you go to prison in Germany and France. If you're a denier, okay. The same with these guys. Don't count the votes anymore. The system works. Okay. No, I should count the votes, and each and every time I should get the same number. If the system works, but it doesn't. It works for them. It works for them to get us babooned that we're gonna vote for someone. Did you see who are the guys that we're supposed to elect? Those something that, no, none of the guys that were elected as US presidents in the past, I don't know, 150 years or so, or maybe not that long, for me, qualify the minimum requirement of a leader of a group. That's it. By my standards. Maybe by others, having charisma and being a weasel and in the Oval Office works for you. For me, it doesn't. There are some other qualities I'm looking into a leader, like, I don't know, wisdom, courage, moderation, diplomacy, toughness, things like this. But not, I have a charisma, I do everything for you, yeah, come over here. What the fuck is that? And that tells you how the society is built and how these guys are building the society for you. Therefore, you should not know who is on the list. You should not know who blew up the pipelines. But hey, they tell us every day that we live in the free world, and Russia is not a free world, or North Korea is not a free world. But we are free people. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.